compliment of the season to you out there. Thank you again for joining us this week on Engineering and You. This is where we bring you experts in the science, technology, education, and mathematical profession to explore the wonders in these professions and also to encourage the study of science among our young people. We live in a time where technology rules the world. That's why this program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon FNSC. Is the reason why you see this program every Friday. Now we'll go on this break, after which we'll return. Please stay with us. Thank you again for staying tuned. You're still watching Engineering and You. Now, this is where we bring you experts in the engineering and industry, and that spans across STEM, science, technology, education, and mathematics. Specifically, we bring these experts to encourage the study of science, technology, education, and mathematics among young people. This program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon FNSC. He's the reason why you see this program every Friday. And like you know, technology rules the world. And that's why this program is specifically out there to encourage the study of science among young people. So if you're watching right now and you're a child between the ages 11, the ages 15, I beg your pardon, upward, please do well to reach out to us if you have any engineering idea. We also encourage and welcome companies who are out there to grow and groom young people in the engineering industry. Now, my name is Miriam Usman. Before we go on the next break, I'd like to take the question for the day. So if you're watching and you know the answer to our question, kindly call us or send us a message. And when you do call us, please try as much as you can to turn down the volume of your TV set. Today we are taking a close look at engineering before engineering brings Succor. Now we have an expert on the program today and he will be taking us through what we have for you on the program. The topic today is engineering brings Succor, and we're being joined by Engineer TAJUDEEN OLORI. Did I get your name correctly?
That's very, very correct.
It's so good to have you on the program today.
Thank you very much.
Now, your profile says a lot. It says that you're a registered engineer, you are disciplined, you're safety inclined, you have high-performing, results-oriented plant operation experts in human development and human capital developer. That's a lot. How are you able to do that as an engineer?
Yeah, well, the world is open to people to explore, and so whatever you want to be is just a matter of determination.
Okay.
I think it's as a result of the flair that I have for human development, that I have for engineering, that I have for plant operations and safety, that got me to where I am.
You've been into plant operation for 25 years.
That's very correct.
Interesting. So we're taking a close look at engineering brings Succor. What does that really entail? Because we have your slide already. But before we take your slide, we have the question of the day. That's the question of the day. If you know our answer, please call us or send us messages via our social media handle. When was the first episode of Engineering and You aired on OGTV? Now that's specifically for those who have been following our program from the very onset. So if you know a devoted participant on the program and you've been following us, today might just be your lucky day. Call us and tell us the answer, and just maybe you stand a chance to win a prize on the program, courtesy of our sponsor, Engineer Yemisi Shilon, FNSC. So before that, you were telling us about engineering brings Succor. What is that?
Yes, if you look around everywhere, you see that most of the relief that you have now, the comfort you enjoy everywhere, is as a result of engineering. Because engineering is about bringing relief, bringing solutions, making sure that people are more comfortable, your businesses are better run, and that is all about what I am going to talk about when we say engineering brings Succor. So if you look around, if you look at the slide that we have now, you see they are very, very simple tools. And these are the tools that engineers use at the beginning. Of course, we have more sophisticated tools these days. We have some other machineries that we use in design, in implementing some of the designs, in bringing it to operations. But these are the simple tools. As you start learning engineering, you will make use of spanners, screwdrivers, you make use of microscopes, and when you are in the plant, you make use of elements. And so you see all the tools that we have on the slide, they are about engineering. As you are starting, you will make use of all these things.
I see magnifier there.
Yes, you see gears, you see lights, bulbs, you see the one that you just talked about, the magnifier. You see potentiometers, you see all sorts of tools that engineers make use of. And when we go to the next slide, you will understand better that engineer manifests itself everywhere. Is it in the hydrocarbon industry? Because that one that you see on your top left corner is about hydrocarbon industry. You see the shipping, which is about transportation. You see buildings, you see electronics, because you see that guy is working on electronics, and as a result, you get computers, and then it makes things easy for you. And you see that picture, buildings, that is a picture of buildings that you have in Dubai. It's engineering at its best. When you get there, you see all those high sky-rise buildings, which are designs of engineering, and people will never imagine, how did they erect this? Will it contain people? But when you go inside, you see a lot of people. And in the medical industry, you can see all those monitor system. And even in the houses, you see modern upholsteries, you see lightings, decorations. Talk about transportation, you see the trains, and that one is even developing every day. So you can see the manifestations of engineering in all spheres of life. Even when you talk about the studio where we are now, you look around, it's as a result of the conception from very many people. And that takes us to the fact that look around the world. You look around the world, you see that engineering is shaping the world. Businesses. The world is going smart. And when you talk about smart, you talk about businesses being smart. You talk about everything that you do in the offices being smart. And smart to a layman might be, okay, the world is going intelligent, yes. But the smart in this sense is about being specific. The S there is talking about being specific. What do I want to achieve? What is the goal of my business? And then you go to, when you say this is what I want to achieve, is that immeasurable? Because that is when you can know that you have achieved what you want to achieve. And then is it achievable? Because you're not going to bring something that you just begin to work and work and work and you cannot achieve. And is it realistic? And it has to be time-based. So when you look at this, you make it known, and you follow it up, you look at the challenges around it, and you get the engineers to come and provide solution to these challenges. Remember, our topic is about engineering brings Succor. Now, in defining what you want to do, you will see some challenges. Is it security? Is it about optimization? Is it, name it. Then engineers, when they know about the problem, and that is when they can now begin to work on it, and they will bring Succor.
Problem solving.
Yes. Then businesses, they are now about optimization. In some places, they will talk about, okay, cost savings. You want to curb wastes. How do you do that? Everything you use, you will have some wastes. But can I convert that? I can give you an example. If you talk about the petrochemical industry, you talk about gas processing, or even crude extraction, there are some wastes, like gas processing. You have some, okay, let me talk about LNG, liquefied natural gas. That is purely methane. But in the gas that you extract from whatever is your source, you will have methane, you will have propane, you will have butane, you will have, name it, maybe condensate, some heavies. And what you set out to do is, say 90%, over 90% methane. What do you do with the other ones? They are not what you wanted. But you know that you can save some cost from it. You now begin to think, all those other products, what can I do? And that is when you now begin to bring in some investment that can make you to realize some gain. So it's about optimization. Even if you look at our general market here, take the pepper seller. He has pepper there. If the pepper is not preserved, it gets rotten, and it will be a loss. But if the person can think about refrigeration is what? It's as a result of engineering. And if you go to the supermarkets, you will see that they can keep their tomatoes, their peppers, whatever, for days, and it will not get rotten. So business optimization is everywhere. Any business that anybody wants to think about, he will want to curb waste and maximize profit. And then artificial intelligence is leading the way. Now you go to hotels, if you go to some hotels, it is robots that will come and serve you.
So, yeah.
In surgery, there are some places where robots help in the medical industry. So in industries, now you can stay in a place and operate valves in the field. You know what that is doing? That is even part of security, is part of safety, is cost optimization with the introduction of artificial intelligence. And how are we able to do this? It is as a result of engineering, because engineers will sit down, look at problems, and think about what can we do to solve this. And that is why we are having this solution. In those days, if you have like 6-story buildings, before you climb up, it will be very, very strenuous. But these days, just enter the lift. You know, when we were growing up, the kind of lift that we had in those days were the step type lifts. But now you just go into the lift, and then sometimes you don't even feel it. You are on the 20th floor or 30th floor. So you will see that all this introduction of technology, artificial intelligence, these are bringing relief to people. And so you will see that, just think about it. And that's why people think that engineers are not resting, engineers are always at work. Even you are sitting with them and you think that they are with you. Sometimes they are far away because he has seen something and is thinking about it. You are talking to him, you think that he's
Thinking of how to provide solutions.
so, so you will see that engineers are always looking for solutions. Even if you go to the schools now, in those days they will write on the board. They write for you on the board. The teacher is very, very tired. But these days, you prepare your slide, you go to the classroom, you are talking, you are pressing, and the student, so it's part of the thinking of the engineers. And what do you think of engineers? If you want to be an engineer, what are those qualities that you are supposed to have? An engineer is supposed to be visionary. Because if people didn't think, if they didn't have the vision, some of the relief, some of the solutions, some of the things that we enjoy these days, they will not be able to bring it. Some things that you never thought of. Think about aeroplane. At the time, there was no aeroplane. But some people sat down and thought about aeroplane. That we can design something that will contain people and fly. So it means that those people that started it, they were visionary. And some other small things that you have now that you think they are small, a lot of time, a lot of thinking, a lot of sleepless nights have been invested before they brought it. So to be an engineer, you have to be able to even imagine some things that some people cannot imagine. So engineers have to be visionary. They have to be brilliant. Because if you are not brilliant, you cannot bring solutions. When people think that, this is a problem, engineers don't think about problems. We don't have problems. We don't see anything as problem. We see it as a challenge. So you have to be brilliant and you have to be resilient. You are not easily defeated by simple difficulties. So these qualities, and it has to be artful, it has to be skillful, it has to be able to visualize and put it into practice. So you see these qualities, very, very essential for people that want to be an engineer. And if you want to be an engineer, you are a student of secondary schools, these are the prerequisites, things, subjects that you have to do at the UTME level, and at, what are the subjects that are required for you to qualify as an engineer. You know, when we were in the schools, we talk about Physics and Bio. If you want to be an engineer, you must have credits at ordinary level, whether it is WASC, whether it is NECO, whether it is GC, you must have at least credit in English language, in mathematics, in physics, in chemistry, in biology. So 5 subjects and not more than 2 sittings are required to qualify you as an engineer. And when you are writing your joint admission matriculation board examination, the UTME, you must sit for English, mathematics, physics, and chemistry. So these are what you need to pass before you will qualify as an engineer. And if you study engineering, what are the benefits? The jobs are available everywhere. That's what I tag job availability. Jobs are available everywhere. When they are retrenching in a company, when they are doing away with other professions, the job is always available for you. They don't retrench engineers unless that company is folding up. If that company still wants to exist, they must retain those engineers. Even in these days that we are talking about computerization, artificial intelligence, or who are the people that are going to maintain it? It is the engineers. Then, secondly, you talk about job security. Your job is secured, and if you like, you can become self-employed. You can become self-employed. You can set up machining shop. You can set up automobile workshop. And the job you do brings you satisfaction because you are solving problems, you are very happy with what you are doing, and engineering is about, it gives you the opportunity for good legacies. You can talk about who has invented this, who did this. Even if you were the one that, the building engineer to maybe a structure, you are very proud of it. And when they are talking about it, they will still talk about you. The person that designed it is this engineer. The person that did this is this engineer. So you can see that engineering is a beautiful profession. It's a profession that gives you satisfaction. And I will leave us with a quote from Scott Adams. You know, Scott Adams is a novelist, he's a writer, he's a cartoonist. He sees engineers as problem people, that engineers like to solve problems. That's correct. If there is no problems handily available, they will create their own problems. We are not problems creator. We are just trying to solve. And when you think that engineers are creating problems, they have a concept in their head, and they are trying to solve it. But to you, who is not an engineer, you see them as trying to create a problem. We don't create problems, we solve problems.
Thank you so much for that amazing slide. It's such a nice presentation. And that reminds me of a young man I met a few years ago. He was really young. And this little boy designed a chopper. He's never been to school before. And he had this chopper at the front of their house. So when people pass, they stop by to see the amazing creation. Now, I doubt if the boy was able to proceed to school to learn more about engineering. And that brings me to asking this question, because before now you said to be an engineer, you have to be artful, you have to have the resilient spirit, and you have to also be, what's the other one you added?
No, you have to be visionary.
Visionary, yes. Yeah. Now, does that mean that this thing can come as an inbuilt talent for young people?
Yeah, when humans are born, there are some innate abilities in them, but they have to be developed. Ability to talk, speak, is in everybody. But if you don't speak to the children when they are babies, they might not be able to speak very well. And you see that children born in Europe, as they grow up, when they start to talk, they will start speaking maybe English or French or German or whatever. In Yoruba land, because you are speaking Yoruba to that person, so you have started teaching that person. And then he or she have started developing himself. So everybody has some innate abilities in them. So like the guy that you talked about, he has moved around, he has seen. Of course, maybe he has not gone through formal education, but he has gone through what I can call maybe on-the-job training. Because somebody cannot just wake up from nowhere and you say, okay, I can bring gearing, bring some electric motors, bring some, so he has learned it, maybe apprenticeship somewhere. And that is a form of learning. Okay. But when we talk about formal learning, you want that person to become an engineer. Because engineering has very many different levels. There are engineers, you have the technologists, you have the technicians.
I really wish we could proceed right now with clarifying this particular subject topic, but time is really not by our side, okay. And so we have to wrap up. I want to say thank you so much for coming, and the presentation today was quite amazing, and I know a lot of people have gathered one or two things for themselves. Thank you again for watching Engineering and You this week. This program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon FNSC. Now the answer to the question of the day is May 24th, 2021. That was the first episode of Engineering and You. That was the first day the program was first aired. And the next question, which is the question of the week, is who was the first guest on Engineering and You on OGTV? Now, if you know the answer, do well to send us messages via our social media handles. Thank you again for watching Engineering and You this week. My name is Miriam Usman. I'll see you next week, hopefully the new year. Happy New Year in advance. Bye for now.